What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and welcome to part 4 of the Spec Ops 25 task list. I finished this one yesterday myself, so we're going to get caught up on videos as soon as we can. At first, I was going to try to squeeze everything into one video, but I don't think that's going to work out time-wise. We'll just have to see how it goes, and I'll try my best to get the next part out, possibly tonight. Once that's done, we can begin to take our look at the latest hero, Chase Stein. But here we are with the third research completed, and with that, we've finished task number 16. As our reward, we'll get the latent staff of return and 1 CP. Then we can move on to task number 17. Now, if you don't have these following heroes, then I guess you're going to have to spend 2 gold to finish each part. I'm really not sure why they put a task like this in there, but at least they did keep it cheap. Still, I could understand any frustration a task like this would cause, and I think it sets a bad precedent. If you do have any or all the following heroes, you have to send Molly Hayes, Nico, and Carolina on any flight deck mission, so it could be any length, and once you collect them, then you get credit for task 17, which I do think has a pretty funny title, Unaccompanied Minors. As a reward for this one, you'll get 100 experience, and then it's off to task 18. Hopefully for you, this task will pop up completed as long as you have a high enough score in mission 2. If you don't already have 2 stars of mastery, you'll have to go back and rerun mission 2. Also remember, later in this task list, you're going to need 3 stars of mastery in all 3 Spec Ops 25 missions. So you may want to keep that in mind as we move into task number 19. For this one, you have to defeat 10 ultimatum grunts, and they can be found in mission 3 of Spec Ops 25. These guys, in my opinion, are actually quite annoying to fight, and also because this one will take you quite a few fights. We're only going to show the final wave in which we get completion for the task. Your best bet is to bring your agent along for any fights with these guys, as well as the final boss in mission 3. But they can also be taken out with 3 runaways, you just have to be cautious. Now, as we finish this task, I do want to mention that tomorrow there's going to be a brand new All Hail the King video featuring Angela in PvP. Then also, as far as this final part of the task list, I'm not sure if I should include the Hawkeye Heroic or make it its own video. The same thing goes for the Epic Boss. What I think I'll do is include the Epic Boss fight, but make Hawkeye's Heroic its own. So I'll just go ahead and link the Heroic once we get to that task. By the way, I'm going to give a little spoiler for you guys. I did manage to get Hawkeye's Iso the first time I beat the fight, so that means at some point we will be bringing him out in PvP. A pinpoint target team with that Iso is going to be nasty. But back to the task at hand, number 19 is down, we get 1000 silver, and then we can move on to task number 20. For this one, we're going back to PvP, but this time you have to win 3 PvP battles. This time around, just fighting them won't be enough. So it's off to the land of PvP, and for this one, we'll be showing our final battle before we get the task done. Of course, we're facing a 20k Red Hulk and Emma Frost team. Red Hulk is very annoying on defense, but the enemy agent does start it off with a warm Zephyr, proving how dumb the AI can be, once again. Alright, and apparently they have the Soul Drainer as well. Now with our agent, first we're going to use the Fire Tornado and exhaust the enemy team. After this season, there's going to be a lot of agents that are immune to this. But hey, we can still use Frigid. All we have to do is first set up Chilled, and then Frigid says quick actions become normal actions, and executed actions become locked out for 1 round. If you have the Cybernetic Cannon, you can also try Malignant Ice. It also says quick actions become normal actions. So I mean, there's still going to be ways to cut out the ridiculous amount of quick actions that some agents use. Now at this point in the fight, we're going to use Love Me on Red Hulk, even though I would have loved to use it on Emma Frost. I guess I wasn't thinking that he's only going to use Searing Smash on his allies, even though it is fun to see. Who knows though, maybe we'll get that mind control to kick in as well, and that could be interesting with Absorb Power. Then next up, the evil Emma Frost is going to use War Diamond on our Null. Fortunately, she does miss, and Red Hulk does hit her, but he doesn't do any damage. With our Null, of course we're going to use You're Not Worthy, followed by a World Breaker. The only thing I do regret is that we don't have our magic setup that we usually have with Magic or Enchantress. But hey, Meteor Swarm can never let you down. Next, for the enemy agent's only action, he uses the scroll, so he's going to remove some debuffs, but you know those worthy debuffs aren't going anywhere. For example, Red Hulk still has Meteor Swarm, the Rune of Control, and Unworthy. Also, we can just reuse our Fire Tornado and once again exhaust them. Next, I'm going to use the Light Fantastic as a quick action, then Momentary Advantage, followed by the Mystic on the enemy agent. I'd love to place obsolete tech and lock out his cube, especially since I don't want to see the Light Fantastic. But we missed the first hit. And I for one think the Soul Drainer is a very annoying weapon. Just for the fact that it goes off every single time, even though it says has a chance to perform a counterattack. And to make matters worse, I'm having a terrible time trying to land a hit on this agent. Seriously, this fight would be much easier if I could just take him out. And even though it's tempting to use Kurth to hit him, instead I'm going to use her level 6 Fear Me. We're going to use this ability mainly for the Cower, but Intimidated comes in handy as well. Oh, and by the way, speaking of that debuff, Emma Frost suffers from it right away. So with Null up next, we're going to unleash a Fatal Fist on the enemy agent. Of course it misses, but if all else fails, at least Meteor Swarm should take him down next round. Even though it's not doing much damage at all, the AI must know I hate that Soul Drainer and they keep using it. The good news is, this time around with my agent, we're going to get quite a few things in. First, the Fire Tornado. Then after that, we can use the Improbability Field as a quick action. And then we're still planning on hitting the Red Hulk with the hand. If this lands, it should knock him out. Alright, so here goes nothing. And we miss. Honestly, I can't hit this guy. His team is unhittable. Because of that, this match is way longer than it should be, and I have to rely on dots to win. That's so frustrating, and it's always bothered me that a huge character like Red Hulk seems to dodge everything, which defies all logic. Well, okay, at least Kurth came through and Emma's gone, and now we do finally take out the enemy agent. So with that, we finished task number 20, and we're going to get the blueprint for the adaptive pistol, plus 200 experience. And this pistol is going to cause crackle to one enemy, but for each set piece it does unlock additional actions. With that completion, and of course the gaining of the blueprint, that can only mean one thing, that we're moving to our final research of this Spec Ops. Pew pew, create the adaptive pistol in the lab. By the way, this one may be a little bit scary because it does require 2 arcane components, and that could certainly hold you up if you don't have 2 right now. I was worried about it at the time because I felt like I wasn't getting that many. After going to the lab, my worries were eased because apparently I had enough. Besides that though, you're going to need 60 unstable ISO 8, 5,000 silver, and 1 day 12 hours. So we'll go ahead and get this one going, and then we'll work on editing the final video for this task list. I really am going to try to put that one out tonight because it is about time we finished up. Plus, I want to get into the PvP videos. There's going to be a huge variety as far as the characters we now have to build around, so that's definitely exciting. But as far as this video, we have come to the end. So I want to thank you all for watching and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck and take care.